So now we're going to create some activities in Tilos. We could import these from various other systems like Power Project, Primavera P6, Microsoft Project, or just a table in Excel. But we're going to create that by drawing it on the time distance diagram. We could also type into a list and we could create in a Gantt chart. So there are other ways of doing it. This is primarily what Tilos is about. So when you create a new activity in Tilos, before you start, you base it on a task template that has been created in advance. And a task template is a prototype task that doesn't yet exist, but has got all of the attributes of a task. So it's got a shape and a color, can even have a production rate and have resources assigned to it in advance, but it doesn't yet exist. So we're nominating this to be our new task will be based on it. If we can't see the section that we're interested in, when we click on this button here, insert a new task, we get two drop downs at the bottom. This is to allow us to choose which template we're going to base our new activity upon. And if we had a hierarchical WBS structure in our plan, we could choose which part of the WBS or summary activity that it belongs to. But here we're going to just move the cursor onto the body of the diagram, and the position of the cursor is shown in the bottom right hand corner. But I'm going to start at 0 kilometers round about the beginning of July, and I'm just going to drag along. And as I do so, you can see the status line at the top of the screen up here, and I'm aiming for this to take 40 days. So it's just touching the holiday period. And of course, I should say I want this to be, it should start at 0, and I want it to go to, I want it to start at, let's say 100 actually, and I want it to go to 4,250. So we can edit it in either way. We can edit the duration, we can edit the dates just on the clipboard as you would expect. We've got the blue editing handles, so we can move it around in time, and it's a subtle point, but here as you go across a holiday, it's actually accommodating that non-working time, that you're moving through distance but not through time. And so we've created an activity. If we select the activity, we can give the description up here, but on the tabs down below, there are many tabs, and it's here that we can type the description of the activity. We can give it an activity ID, it can inherit one, it's got a different calendar, a different layer, different sort of activity type, many things as you will see. But the principal thing about it is it's a line on a piece of paper that's chosen to have dark blue dots. And what does that mean? Well, later on over here we're going to have a legend, but at this moment in time, unlike a Gantt chart, you don't have anywhere that you can display the name of the activity or other information about it. So in Tilos we do that with a annotation. And the easiest way is to right mouse click on an activity and to choose the option Add Task Annotation. So then we're presented with a dialog where we're going to choose which part of the activity this text box is going to be attached to the center of the activity. I'm going to make it follow the slope of the line. I'm going to connect the bottom center of the text box to the activity, and what the text box says I can type in here. But if I just press, as it says with the bit of help, if I press the F8 key, then I get a list box where I can access data fields from this activity. And I want to take the activity name of the activity, but before the name, I want to say starts on, and I'm going to press F8 again, and from the date group, the start date schedule group, I'm going to choose the day, month and year, followed by the name with a space, followed by a space, F8, and I'm going to choose from the date group, from the end date group, I'm going to choose the Same thing. So I'm going to display the start date, the name of the activity, and the end date. So that's displayed on screen. It's selected. The tabs down below are now about the annotation. I can choose a different background shading for the annotation here in white. I can choose the not to make it bold, to make it 10-point font. I can pick up the blue editing handles and I can move it around. And so you can see that I've adjusted the slope of the task. So if it's just normally it's straight, although we can pick up that little red dot and spin it through 360 degrees. But if we click on the apply slope of task, it follows the slope of the line. And so if the activity were to change, as you would suspect, then the dates are also going to change to reflect that. So that's an important attribute. You can put multiple annotations on activities, and they can also have a layer, so they can be turned off or they can be prevented from being selected. But the fact is, if I draw a new activity based on the task template, that bit of text isn't there. So we can take this activity, we can change any of its attributes, including its appearance and its line style, and we can then click on this button here, which is next to the task template, and we can update the library. So I can override what's in the library with what's currently on screen. So the next time I create a new activity based on that template, it's already got that text in place. So the art of building a good library, a good template library, is that it's already got the text associated with it.